Hi everybody, this is Bogus Reviews, and tonight I'm going to be doing a special review. Since tonight is the series finale of The Walking Dead, I'm going to be doing a review on McFarlane Toys' The Walking Dead Color Tops Rick Grimes figure. I thought tonight would be the perfect time to re-review this. So before we take a look at Rick, let's take a look at the accessories that he comes with. So first, Rick comes with his Color Tops base. This was the standard base for McFarlane Toys back when this figure was made. You get the gravel on top there, and then the logo right there. This was before they switched to the circular stands. And finally, he comes with his Colt Python, and this has some amazing sculpt and paint detail to it. The texturing to the handle looks really good. The gun itself is sculpted really nicely and has a nice black wash over top of it. It looks really, really awesome. So now let's go ahead and take a look at his head sculpt. So taking a look at this head sculpt, this is a decent Andrew Lincoln likeness. I think it looks a lot like him. Mine's right eye is just a little wonky. You can see it's leaking there onto his face. But if it wasn't for that, I think this would be a stellar Andrew Lincoln likeness. But yeah, there's some really good sculpt detail to this. He has his 5 o'clock shadow, the bandages on his face, some light brown paint variation in his hair, sculpted really good. This was when McFarlane was kind of going back to his more statue-like roots. So if you move Rick's head, you will see A right there on his neck. His head is meant to stay like that. His shirt has some really, really nice sculpt detail to it. All of the wrinkles and everything look really good. And he's got some really good paint detail to it too. It's got a light brown and dark brown wash to it. It almost looks sweaty right here around the collar and going down the buttons right here. And then it looks like it has some dirt around the rest of it. That looks really good. McFarlane Toys did a really awesome job on this. If you look at his arms, he actually has a wash over his skin tone, making him look dirty. The paint detail on these were top-notch. It's a shame this line didn't continue on, because I would have loved to have seen a Rick Grimes figure with the updated articulation from the DC Multiverse figures. That would have been really cool. On his left arm, you get the watch there painted in silver, and he has the wrapping on his hand because this is Season 6 Rick. And it looks really good. It has some more paint variation to it. His belt buckle's done in a nice silver, and he has some nice texturing to his belt. There you get the walkie-talkie. And on the back here, you get his pocket knife. He has some really awesome texturing to his pants, as well as some brown paint over top of it. It looks really good. Like I said, this is more of a statue-like figure, like the classic Spawn figures. This was before they implemented all the articulation of DC Multiverse. So he is mainly meant to just kind of stand as is, but he does have some articulation. And then there are his boots. A nice light brown wash over top of them, and some great sculpt detail. You don't get any soles sculpted on the boots or anything, but they look really nice. So now let's go ahead and go over his articulation. He has a ball-jointed head that can look all the way up, but if you do that, then you get this neck piece right here. Like I said, it's meant to stay like that. He can look down very slightly. He can move his head side to side. He has shoulders that can swivel all the way around. He has swivel at the elbow that can move side to side. He has swivel at the waist. Swivel hips that can move side to side very slightly. This left side is pretty hindered, but the right side does move. The only thing you're going to be able to get him to do is that. And he has swivel ankles that can just move all the way around. So even though this doesn't have a lot of articulation, I think it still looks really nice. So now, let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. So first up, here he is next to the Carl Collar Tops figure. Here he is next to the Michonne Collar Tops figure. Here he is next to Daryl. All of these are going to be Collar Tops comparisons, so I'm going to stop saying that now. Here he is next to King Ezekiel. And finally, there he is next to Negan. So overall, even though this figure does have its cons, I still think it's a really cool figure. Unlike most, I really liked it when McFarlane switched to the 7-inch scale for the Walking Dead figures. I think they looked really nice. And towards the end of the line, he started to implement some more articulation to them. Rick was the first figure from the Walking Dead line, so he had, pretty bare minimum articulation. So that's my review. If you like this review, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.